evening viewers, afternoon viewer, I should say. Quick trip, Canberra to Sydney. I've watched this before. I know that I might have done this trip a couple of times over the years. An interesting little flight yesterday into Gibraltar, if you care to watch me go missed in Gibraltar. Fun never stops. Okay, 124.0. Let's see if he's, I think he would be, probably would be extending. Melbourne Centre, g'day, Golf Romeo 516. So we're on the ground in Canberra. Are you handling departures out of Canberra today?
Golf Romeo 516, Mason, sir.
In that case, we'd like to request airways clearance to Sydney.
Golf Romeo 516, you're cleared to Sydney via Cullen Land Route. Flight climb to 10,000, runway 35, Cullen 1 departure. Squawk 4743 and departures with me 124.0.
We're cleared to Sydney via the Cullen planned route, an initial climb of 10,000. Off runway 35, a Cullen 1 departure, our squawks 4743. Departure frequencies with you on 124.0, 516.
Golf Romeo 516. Velocity 328 has vacated the runway on Echo.
Echo.
Taxi to the bay, velocity 328, thank you very much.
Uh, 4743. So far, so good. Hey, a new follower. Now, how do I pronounce that? Is that Zonexes? You pronounce the X as a Z, and then it'd be Zonexes X. Anyway, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Just getting ourselves set up here. We're on the ground in Canberra, and we'll be flying a little hop today to Sydney. Okay, that's all good. Just about ready to push and start. We got nose left when we push back. We're sort of good to go, really. Have you gotten any Roonies? Thanks for the follow, Sambacom Navios. Yes, thank you very much for the follow, and yes, and I love your setup too. Yes, it's a good little setup, great little hobby. Glad I'm able to share it with the world. And thanks for the subscribe tier 1. Thank you very much. Gee, I haven't even moved the plane and we've got some people subscribing. Maybe I shouldn't move. Dear, should offer a refund after I try and land the thing. But anyway, we'll give this a crack. I'll get our push and start clearance and we'll be on our way. In Melbourne Centre, g'day, Golf Romeo 516, requesting pushback and start.
Golf Romeo 516, push approved.
Push approved, 516. So we're turning the packs off. APU bleed is already on. Starting engine 2. And we'll start our pushback now. Lock the passengers up. When I say locked them up, of course I mean in the nicest possible way. Put some fuel into that engine. Good afternoon, Karen.
G'day, sir. Got a 321 with you passing 260 to 340.
That's 321, g'day Melbourne Centre. Contour flight level 340.
Contact with 0, Commissioner Trail.
Your damper on. And we're starting engine 1. Put some fuel in there. Ambitious pushback. That should do it. Okay, so the engine start switch is going continuous. The packs are back on auto. APU bleed off. Engine generators on. APU can go off. That'll probably do it. Well, it will. We hope they'll automatically drop. Oh, okay, William, not to worry. Not to worry. I snuck up on you, did I? Yeah, Centre, g'day, Golf Romeo 516, requesting taxi to runway 35.
Golf Romeo 516, taxi to holding point Lembo, runway 35.
Oh, Lembo, didn't know they had names. Taxi the holding point from runway 35, Golf Romeo 516. Get us back on the taxiway for starters, be a good idea.
Melbourne Centre, just 987, good evening, at flight level 255, climbing to flight level 360.
So 987, good evening Melbourne Centre. Climb flight level 360.
I'm at flight level 360, thank you.
Okay, everyone, so what have I forgotten? Got to be something. Ah, there you go, there is something. There you go, RTO. Someone should invent a checklist. Okay, so the auto brakes RTO, flaps are set for takeoff. The engine start switches are continuous, fuel pumps are all on. Seatbelt signs are on. Can't think of anything else. Squawk mode Charlie. Departure frequency is the one I'm on, so there's no need to worry about that. All I can think of is to try and remember to put my landing lights on before we take. Why don't we have takeoff lights? Hey, why do you put landing lights on to take off? That's what I want to know. One of life's little mysteries, that. Should have a separate switch that says takeoff lights. Probably don't need to go right down the end. Doesn't feel like it, but we're bloody taxiing at 30 knots here. Just slow down before the corner. Just for effect, I'll put the terrain radar on. Centre Golf Romeo 516 at the holding point, runway 35.
Golf Romeo 516, contact me airborne, runway 35, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 35, Golf Romeo 516. Okie dokie. So I'll remember to turn the takeoff lights on. And touch wood. Should be all okay to go. Usually do this earlier flight in recent months. Do this earlier flight on a MilkRun because we got a few people training for this event coming up in June, and the MilkRun, affords us, plenty of traffic and plenty of air traffic controllers and what have you. So we squeeze an extra one in every week for the last for a couple of months now. So we do this one at 4 o'clock in the Arvo, whatever that is, UTC, I don't know, and then another flight at around 7 o'clock. Now, why we've got a config warning? Why not worry about it? Yeah, I think we don't worry about it. We've definitely got 5 degrees of flaps. Maybe it's because I had the parking brake on. Come on, someone didn't tell me that I had the parking brake on still. Consummate professionals here. 80 knots. Thrust set. Turgis hit.
V1.
V1 already, look at that. We're just crossing the piano keys and we can take off. Don't think I needed that full length runway at all. Yeah, nice smooth takeoff though. And positive rate of climb. Yeah, you can go up. And Melbourne Centre Golf Romeo 516 off runway 35 Canberra, passing 4,000.
Golf Romeo 516 identified, 5-6, climb flight level 230.
Climb by the SID, flight level 230, 516. So I start out, 4 o'clock in the afternoon with my first beer all composed and everything, and by about 10 o'clock tonight we're falling around in here. Every Monday.
I'm going to be out of flight deck for about 10 minutes.
Right, funny.
Sorry, station away from the flight deck. Call sign?
Qantas 321.
321, thanks.
Yeah, so we're flaps 1. As I mentioned earlier, for people that don't already know,
The 302 back with you.
for the couple of recent followers and what have you, yeah, we're doing a
202.
charity, a 2-day flight, or several flights over 2 days, about 10 I think,
And flight
10 or 11 flights over 2 days.
You're indicating you're travelling west, sir.
I'll wait till
I
this
think
radio
it's,
chatter stops.
Airway if you can.
Sorry, it's... I don't even know. Just, are you able to chuck me...
I'll tell you what I'll do. Just momentarily monitor Unicom. Yeah, so we're doing this 2-day, 10 odd flights over 2 days. We're going to fly every in and out of every capital city in Australia over a weekend, and we're also adding into the full set of capital cities another 2 destinations of Cairns and Alice Springs. Doing this to raise money for a charity, which is just raising money for research into a cure for paralysis, predominantly caused by spinal cord injuries, and looking for ATC for the event. It will be an official VATSIM event, and there is an ATC roster for most of it, but not all of it. So if you're qualified ATC and want to help, that would be awesome. I think the first day we're missing the last couple ATC for the last couple of legs, and on the second day we're missing ATC for the first couple of legs. So if anyone can put their hand up, or if you know anybody that might like to do that for us and is qualified to do that for us, that'd be great. Plus, it'll be a barrel of laughs. I mean, we do try and make this slightly entertaining as well as reasonably as well as reasonably sticking to the real world procedures as we understand them to be. How's that for a disclaimer? Okay, so autopilot's engaged. Flaps up over 10,000 feet. Landing lights, the takeoff / landing lights can go off. Start switches can go back off. RTO is off. Passengers can hop out and go to the loo, and I better put the rest of the flight plan in quickly. That's the other thing I forgot to do before we left. See, I told you it was entertaining. Rivet, alright. See, luckily I just happen to know this one off the top of my head. Yeah, that looks a bit more healthy. Why are we descending? All these questions will be answered shortly. Yeah, so g'day everyone. I can pay a little bit of attention to the chat now. I'm sorry if you've been asking questions and stuff, but I do, particularly if I'm here on my own, I do like to pay a bit of attention to the plane and what I'm doing, rather than the chat straight up. That may seem silly, but yeah. So I'll just have a quick look. Your father was a plane pilot. Love your stream. Thanks. Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. Well, I've never been a pilot of anything. The nearest I ever got to being a pilot was working in a grocery store out the back, and they just say pilot there and pilot there. But yeah, can you fly to Brazil? We kind of often do fly around that sort of area. Yeah, and we're happy to take suggestions. Absolutely, we actually flew. Did a flight last night. I don't know why we're descending. Alright, just take control of this plane for a minute. Sorry. Yeah, flew into Gibraltar, the Rock of Gibraltar last night, and missed the approach. The video evidence is all there. Yeah, missed the approach. I was trying to hand fly the landing anyhow, and went missed. And so hand flew the missed approach and went round again and put it down. So it was a bit of an exciting. It was like the scenic. It was like the scenic tour of. Now here we go. So I've just missed that controller. Sorry, too busy yapping. Or is it 1250? Too busy yapping. Sorry about that. You do have a plane to fly. That's why we need two people normally to run this thing. Melbourne Centre, g'day, Golf Romeo 516, back with you.
Golf Romeo 516, roger, star claims available.
We're ready to copy the star, 516.
Golf Romeo 516, you cleared the River 3 arrival, runway 25, when ready, descend to flight level 150.
That's a Rivet 3 arrival for runway 25, and when ready 150, 516. Wow, that's different. That's the literal not parallel runway into Sydney.
We can take the honor for 3-4 if that's available.
Cool. Don't often do this approach, it's cool.
Okay, thank you very much.
Ah!
Other station calling, go ahead.
Yeah, don't know what I was saying now. Yeah, we did the Gibraltar flight. Were you an airline pilot? No, well, I think I answered that. No, I've never been an airline pilot.
1321.
And flight for the 202, we're actually not able.
No, we're not talking with an artificial. This isn't artificial. The people that I'm talking to are real flesh and blood people. Providing air traffic control services for us. So, yeah, this is real flesh and blood people we're talking to on the radios, not artificial. So we're nearly, I don't know what was going on there. Really don't know why that I've had to take over that. What do you call that thing? Height, altitude. That it just didn't want to climb for us before. Don't really know what was going on. Just want to quickly step through this flight plan while we're at it. Got that. Chile. Blah, blah.
Flight up 202, just
Dice G,
confirm,
yeah, thank you very much for the follow.
Sir.
I just think I've got to get rid of Tessat out of that program. That's what I'm thinking. Why are we going there? Doesn't look right. River 3, arrival, runway 25. That's definitely what I was told, isn't it? Through that terrain radar. It all looks happy, happy, joy, joy until you actually step through it.
Flight River 202, we should be heading back onto our course from before.
So, Tarrell, Rivet, Bigham, Tammy, Boogie. So we go way out past, out to Jelly, and turn around and come back.
Flight 321, start class available.
Okay, well,
321, go ahead.
we'll do it. I'm
Flight
slightly,
321, you cleared the Lizzie 8 Alpha.
slightly unnerved by it, but we'll do it.
Descent to flight level 210.
And we're cleared down.
Descent 210, Lizzie 8 arrival, runway 34, 321.
150 by Tarrell. Okay, well, I could almost start that descent now. It's a very small trip, this one. Yeah, thanks for the follow, Dice. See a view out the front at the moment. Yeah, I think I'm going to start, just do a level change. Lock them up. Set up our landing flaps. Inbound wireless frequency. Going to go flaps 30 for the landing.
Flight Doctor 202.
Got to set the navigation radio to 109.7.
Can you give us a moment?
Flight Doctor 202.
Inbound course is 242.
Flight Doctor 202, did you want the good news or the bad news?
Mate, at this stage, there is no good news.
Oh, come on. Can't be that bad.
202, just to add further to your dilemma, there is no VLR for runway 34, sir.
Well, there we have it. That's a flight game for you.
Flight Doctor 202, just confirm you're heading.
It sounded a little bit like Bruno, that one.
Actually, I really give up, sir. Whereabouts are you going?
He gives up.
Flight Doctor 202, so basically in flight game, when you want to join another, like, thingy-majiggy, it, like, turns you hard right to go directly to where the closest part of the line is. So I'm just going to head back to what I was on before for you.
Thingamajiggy. Sounds a bit technical.
202. I have no idea what you're talking about. I can give you vectors. Are you prepared to accept their vectors, sir?
Flight Doctor 202, we are good for vectors. That button works.
Flight Doctor 202. Just keep your present heading of about 220, sir, if you can. Can you keep track or fly heading 220?
We sure can. 220, Flight Doctor 202.
Sounds dangerous. So you're all enjoying the feed. Is there another scene that I should be adding to this feed? Keep thinking. I mean, I don't have a first officer right at the moment, but when we do, I've been thinking about adding another, first officer camera, or perhaps it's just very difficult physically to mount one. But
to make life a little bit easier, sir, I'll try to get you
one
on
pointing
runway
straight
27.
down at here,
You can try for
the
big
throttle
differential
quadrant and
runway
stuff. But
27 if that's okay.
most of the time, there's not a lot going on there, so I keep putting off doing that.
Chuck us wherever.
202, thanks.
Yeah, I'm 6,000 above my profile now, sitting at 15,000.
1007.
9000, QNH 1017, 321.
321 negative, QNH 1007.
1007, sorry about that, 321.
Flight off 202, descent to 9000.
Unfortunately, I think this guy's been
9000 flight doctor to 02.
bit busy. Anyway,
And QNH 1007.
QNH 1007 flight doctor.
Centre, Golf Romeo 516, we're maintaining flight level 150.
Golf Romeo 516, apologies, when ready, descend to 9000. QNH, Sydney QNH 1011.
We'll be descending to 9000 now, and QNH 1011. Thanks, 516. Yeah, sort of way above our navigation profile, but not to worry. This is the rich fabric of flight simulation. Yeah, ask us any question you like. Even ask us things about the simulator if you want.
Flight off 202, turn right heading 230.
Gonna just put the start switches on
230,
continuous.
202.
Just going to step away for a minute.
Quarter 321, I really don't want to be in pain, but is there any way we can get the ILS 27?
You've got people on the feed, just keep an eye on things.
321, not a problem, I can
If
accommodate
anything,
that
any
for you.
buttons need pushing, you can do it just while I'm gone.
321, yeah, you re-cleared the Lizzie 8 Alpha arrival runway 27.
Lizzie 8 Alpha 27, thank you very much, 321.
Just out of curiosity, out of the people watching the feed, how many of you are actually do a bit of flight simming yourself, or air traffic controlling or whatever? Be interested to know.
Just 987 Melbourne Centre.
Melbourne, Centre just 987.
Never did, just a fan. Oh, okay, cool.
987 standby.
Yeah, cool. But just interested to know.
Golf Romeo 516.
Here we go.
Flight start, descend to flight down.
5,000 via the staff. Golf Romeo 516. So I might just adjust that again.
Just 987, just a
One thing about this sort of setup is
Current airspeed is
the way the world is at the moment. There's hardly any planes in there anyway. But even when there were,
That's your Mac number, sir. I want you indicated airspeed.
Oh, sorry.
you as an average person don't get the opportunity to see what goes on a flight deck.
Airspeed is 447.
And
Thank you.
this is a great way to
987.
have a look at what goes on.
I'm not a pilot. Well, I am actually, but anyhow, just 987. But possibly you've given me your ground speed.
Are you
sir.
sure you're not a
I
pilot?
need your indicated airspeed.
Stand by.
Just 988.
Holy
just
moly.
Look at your speed tape on the left, sir, on your display. It's what's indicating there is your
On your
airspeed
primary
indicated
flight
airspeed.
display. That's what we're looking at.
Apologies, I'll look at my true airspeed.
Since when? I've been doing this for about What's the time now?
97 confirmed.
No, I've been doing
360.
this for about
360.
12 years.
Just 97. Can you
This
repeat
actual
the
simulator I
number
started
300?
building in 2000 and
300, just 987.
late or early 2011. So that's 10 years in the sim. But I was flying with a joystick and a computer screen for a few years before I decided to build the sim. So yeah, probably 12, 13 years, 14 years of simulating, but in this setup about 9 or 10 years.
Flight of 202.
If that
turn
answers
left,
that.
heading 22, correction 2.
How many dollars? Oh dear.
108. Descend
Um,
to 5,000.
Well, because my wife can watch this video back,
Send down to 5,000.
I can't answer the question about cost. But
Melbourne, so just a 987.
a lot of money, but
No, go ahead.
it's a very good
So
hobby.
I have to revise that, indicate
And
the airspeed at 260.
It's
not
still cheaper
360.
than
I apologise
if you
for that.
decided to.
Thanks, having issues here.
187. I had a feeling, but I didn't want to.
It's still cheaper than buying a good yacht or a
220.
a good car.
Not above 250.
Much cheaper than a good
Just
car.
977.
I've seen people over a lifetime of playing golf spend almost as much money on golf clubs, and certainly on balls. So, yeah, it's a lot of money. But if you add up, I think I've got about 5,500 hours of flying the thing. So, you know, it works out to be about, I don't know, $9.50 an hour. So it's not too bad. It's still cheaper than the local brothel at $9.50 an hour.
Flight of 202, turn right, heading 240.
We really should be slowing down. We're under 10,000 feet. I'll put the landing lights on, and we really should be about 250 knots, not 300. Can't believe the way this approach looks. I'm almost hoping to get vectored. It's a hell of a turn at the end. As I say, very, very rare that
Copper Romeo 5165 to start descent to 4,000, report vision.
yeah, descending by the star 4000, and we're visual with the ground but not the airfield yet.
Copper Romeo 516, just advise when you can see the airfield, sir.
It will too. Affirm 516. Wilco, I should say. Wilco will comply.
Just 987, start clearance available.
Our carrion, I stopped counting at about that figure, and that was about 5 years ago. That's where I stopped counting. So it'd be double that. It'd be easily double that.
So you need to maintain heading 240, sir.
I don't know how much that is in Bitcoin, but
we should be heading 240 for you, sir.
I haven't checked today, but the way things are looking, it's probably only half an Ethereum.
Flight on 202, roger, turn left, heading 210.
Yeah, it's
210.
probably double that and add a little tiny bit more and be about right.
Traffic.
Getting a traffic warning. He's coming straight at me. It's 3 mile, 4,900 feet. Still getting the old traffic warning. Might just expedite my descent. It looks like he's on. There you go.
Clear of conflict.
Okay, clear of conflict. I knew that was going to happen.
Just on 987, start.
Right, well, that made life interesting.
Just on 987, ready, copy.
Just on 987, you're clear.
Okay, well, we definitely have the airfield in sight.
34, when ready, descend to flight level 210.
Why am I cleared to 25? I don't get it.
Cleared by the Lizzie 8 Alpha, arrival, runway 34, send to 210 when ready, just on 987.
Beautiful day over Sydney. Yeah, Centre Golf Romeo 516, so we've got the airfield in sight.
Golf Romeo 516, you're clear the visual approach, runway 25.
Cleared the visual approach, runway 25, 516. Well, that threw a bit of a curveball at me because we had a TCAS warning go off. Don't always get that. That's the beauty of having so much traffic around.
Golf Romeo 516, contact Sydney approach on
120.5.
124.4.
Oh, get out. Didn't realise there was an approach on. Going to approach on 124.4, 516.
Flight of 202, descend to 3000.
This is why you need a first officer. Too much shit going on. Just going to extend my little downwind leg a little bit here. Buy myself a bit of room for this turn. Looks like I picked the wrong week to give up drinking.
With you, flight level 3.
Yeah, thanks William, I just heard it.
788 approach, hello, flying in 1.
I'm guessing it could be you, could it, William? I haven't got time to check, but I'm guessing it probably is. Sydney approach, g'day, Golf Romeo 516, on a downwind for a visual approach 25.
Just 788, Sydney approach, g'day, squawk 3725.
Sorry, did I just step on someone? I'm terribly sorry. I'm two left feet.
Golf Romeo 516, Sydney approach, hello, just confirm you've been cleared for the visual 25 or are you on heading?
No, I've been cleared for the visual approach 25, 516.
516.
Wouldn't have minded vectors though, I must say, William, but it doesn't matter. I can figure it out. Us men can handle it. Okay, we're getting to the pointy end now, folks. Let's over water here. Remember where your life jackets are, don't you? A lot of sharks off Sydney here too. So your life vest has a whistle and a light for attracting sharks.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Don't worry about that. Just hold on.
2500.
We can do this, folks. Runway 25, eh? I can't remember the last time I landed on 25 in Sydney. Awesome. Be a nice time of day to be turning around going west here. Yeah, look at that. Look at that scenery.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Don't worry about the bank angle, just enjoy the scenery.
Golf Romeo 516, you can contact the tower 120.5, maintain 160 knots, all great tour 4 miles, talk to you later.
Cheers, mate, and going to tower 516. And it was tower on 120.5. It's the frequency I actually had programmed in before I got thrown off to the approach. Okay.
2500.
Sydney Tower, g'day, Golf Romeo 516 on approach, visual approach runway 25.
Golf Romeo 516, Sydney Tower, g'day mate, been a while, runway 25 to land.
Yeah, cleared to land runway 25, 516, g'day mate. Flaps 30, put the gear down, wheels, we need wheels. Gonna hit the hard stuff, we need wheels. Years of pilot training taught me that. So, my aircraft now, just pull that for a second and then I'm going to arm it. Okay, so the speed brake is armed, probably a little bit high. Tiny bit high, but that's not too terrible.
General broadcast, terminal Golf is...
Now, why would you join a gym when you can fly one of these?
Temperature 223, information Golf.
Flaps set for landing.
1,000.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to give up amphetamines. Stop calling me Shirley. Yes, that look on my face, that is a serious look. I'm not kidding. Tad low. Don't do the hop, don't do the hop. I'm talking to myself here.
300. Minimums. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Rightio. Managed to put it down the middle, eh? All in a day's work. That's one of the MilkRun flights done for the day. Guess we're cleared to cross this runway. Righto. Start the APU. Exit the one down here on the right. The captain and the entire crew. Oh, just in case. Just stop waffling on, Karen. And Tower Golf Romeo 516 is clear of the clear of 25. I was going to say the active. But...
Golf Romeo 516, where are you parking, mate?
Oh, look, anywhere will do me. I can see some empty spots. I'll pick one of those. I think 516.
Golf Romeo 516, taxi to Bay.
Taxis to Bay 516. Thanks, mate. So now we just got to find ourselves a parking spot. This will be busy as anything in a little while. Another, what's that, about another hour and a half? An hour and a half or so. Hour and 3/4. You'd be lucky to find a parking spot here on a Monday night. Anyway, so the APU is running. Start getting our gear from there. APU bleed is on. So the APU generator is on. This will do us for a parking spot. Get that jetway out so we can shut the big engines down and put the parking brake on. Big engines down, yaw damper off, fuel pump switches off. It's all good. Open the doors, seatbelt sign off, auto brake to off, speed brake down and detent. Alright, happy, joy, joy. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, a bit weird. It's just a bit dodgy on that very last bit of the approach, but we sort of put it there. I keep sort of trying to teach myself to look the other end of the runway rather than sort of staring down at the threshold and trying to plough into it. And I think that is actually sort of starting to help with my landings a bit. But anyway, we'll be back again. It's 10 to 5 here. So really we're back in again in about 2 hours time, to be honest. So thank you very much for the follows and the comments. I love it when we all have a bit of a chat on here too. And hopefully we'll see you in about 2 hours time for the next flight, which will probably be either Sydney to Melbourne or Melbourne to Sydney, most likely, because that's the nature of the event. Anyway, look, take care, and we'll see you all, I hope, in about